Say hello to IT's new little helpers. They use automation that makes IT work smarter, not harder. They always have IT's back. Say goodbye to drowning in endless tasks. Close your eyes. Imagine IT service management running all by itself. You're not dreaming. You're using Sys8 Service Automation. Relax. It's under control. Sys8.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, IT Service Automation, Get It Done, hosted by Genex in partnership with CISAID Technologies. My name is Chaturi Kalyavasam, and I'm the Senior Product Manager for CISAID at Genex. Well, Genex is a digital transformation tech company, provides innovative solutions to both small, mid-sized, and enterprise businesses through enterprise class products. Well, it is our passion to enable customers design, implement, and succeed in digital workspaces through our digital transformation program. So today we are presenting IT Service Automation, Get It Done by Eric Snyder and Oded Moosh, covering the topics around how CISAID uses service automation to make IT work smarter, not harder. So with a help desk that practically manages itself, millions of users around the world enjoy faster and smooth IT service. And IT is only the start. Across the organization, wherever there is service from HR to procurement and everything in between, CISAID make things run smarter. So during the first 30 to 40 minutes, we will be discussing and showcasing how CISAID covers basic and intermediate organizations with room for growth into advanced capabilities, followed by a Q&A session. Also, just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your control panel. I'll bring them up during the Q&A sessions at the end. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Eric and Oded. So our presenters today are Eric Snyder, Product Marketing Director, and Oded Moosh, VP Products at IT at CISAID Technologies Limited. Hi, Eric. How are you today?
I'm good, Tori. How are you? Thank you for having us today. This is very exciting.
It's our pleasure. So how are you, Oded?
I'm great. Excited to join you guys this morning.
All right. So over to you, Eric.
Okay, so allow me just to share my screen. Bear with me one moment while I do that. A second here. So hopefully you can see my screen. Yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm Eric Snyder and I'm the Director of Product Marketing at CISAID, and I am joined by Oded Moshe, who is our Vice President of Product. And we're really happy that you've joined us today to give us an opportunity to introduce you to CISAID, tell you a little bit about our vision for IT service management, and also show you our product as well through a demonstration. So the agenda for us today, we're going to be simply going through sort of a little bit of a word about CISAID, who we are, what we see as opportunities for IT. We're going to talk about the idea of service automation. We're going to be able to look into our fall release, give you a sneak peek into some of the things that are happening there, provide you with a demo, and then we'll, again, as Chaturi mentioned, we'll have time for questions and answers. So Sys8 is a service automation company with over 20 years of experience in the IT market, during which we've been fortunate to deliver value to literally thousands of customers in various industries and regions. And here's just an example of some of the customers that we work with. It's also important that we point out that we consistently gain high satisfaction marks from our customers, as you can see toward the bottom of this slide on the right. And this is something that makes us exceptionally proud. And so based upon these years of partnership with IT professionals like yourselves, we've gained a clear understanding of the challenges and opportunities that you face. And as the world of IT has evolved, so has Sys8, and we're seeing what you're seeing. Now, prior to the pandemic, we had started to see some trends developing regarding the digital workspace and service delivery, such as more remote work and the proliferation of work applications. And then the pandemic hit, and it was like a lightning bolt, and it hyper accelerated these trends, which has created some risks as well as opportunities for IT. So, ready or not, like it or not, it's become make or break time for IT. And so in today's world, what does success look like? We believe that IT has the opportunity to become a strategic partner within their organization. And you can do so when you can achieve the following three things. First is to be able to provide anywhere, anytime service to employees, giving them the ability to work and collaborate in the environment that best fits their needs. This also means that the experience that they have with the work apps should mirror those that they have as consumers, such as using Uber, Amazon, and Instagram. Second, IT must be able to connect all of the applications as well as people, and then it must manage them in order to deliver service through automation and workflows. When you think about the proliferation of applications and all the complexity, only automation and workflows can help you manage this. And finally, organizations such as HR, finance, and legal are also now expected to deliver service in a digital way. And there's no department other than IT that has the years of experience doing this. And so it's important for IT to be a leader in the area, providing best practices and serving as an example. So in order to achieve this, we believe that you must scale and mature your IT service management. And it raises a question, what is the best path to scale and mature? And we believe that the best path is through what we call service automation. And our job is to basically make work easy with service automation. On the most basic level, it means that Sys8 does the heavy lifting for folks like you and your colleagues. So let's define service automation and take a closer look at what it means for IT to deliver service in today's digital workspace. Service automation adds up to IT service management basically running all by itself. Tickets are closed, tasks are finished, entire workflows are doing their thing, and all the while, everything at your organization is up and running and you're delighting your end users. And we see service automation permeating every aspect of service delivery, and we group them according to these three categories. So you see operational excellence, being able to provide an outstanding experience, and then being able to measure and report upon the outcomes that you're delivering across your organization. And as a new concept, I want to dig a little bit deeper into examples of automation that help our customers. So first of all, we have ticket automation. So there's really no need for people to review and dispatch tickets when the system knows how to get the tickets into the right hands as quickly as possible. Second, there's task automation. Automation eliminates the mundane grind by automatically getting the grunt work done. Self-service automation relates to the idea that the workplace should be no different than what we do in our personal lives, by giving us a chance to solve and manage things ourselves. And finally, workflow automation is where we're talking about manual complex tasks that involve a myriad of applications and departments that can be turned into a smooth digital process with the click of a button. So we've been talking on a more conceptual level, and now it's time to make this more practical. Again, shortly, Oded will give you a demonstration of SysAid, but I'm going to start by giving everybody on this webinar a sneak peek into our fall release, which we will be launching next week. We make significant investments in product development, and this new release reflects how we're turning our vision of service automation into a reality to provide practical tools and value to customers. So let's begin with the impetus for the fall release. Not only do we see that industry reports are indicating that automation and collaboration are more significant today than ever before, but we're also seeing the proof in the pudding. We conducted our 2021 State of Service Management Report, which surveyed more than 1,000 of our customers, and they told us in no uncertain terms that integration with Microsoft Teams was their #1 request for integration, and that their #1 goal for this year is being able to leverage automation. So following these trends, our fall 2021 release is a major one for SysAid that addresses 2 major product integrations. One focusing on collaboration with Microsoft Teams, and one on cross-platform automation with Zapier, which is an integration platform and marketplace that gives you the ability to automate processes across your favorite business applications. So we want to enable your end users to get service in their work environment within their work tools. And we want you, the admins, to be able to provide service to end users in their preferred place and to automate as much as possible so that you can devote your time to issues that actually matter to the business. So it's about integrating and automating processes across different applications. And that's what we're achieving with this fall release. So let's dive a little bit further into Microsoft Teams. So let's look at the benefits of SysAid for Microsoft Teams. The first benefit is a better employee experience because users are able to stay where they are, working where they are, and they can submit tickets from Teams and even approve requests, and all that happens directly within Teams. The second benefit, though, is that there's also faster resolution because admins stay within SysAid, where they have all the functionalities and all the power of SysAid that they need to be able to work on a ticket. So the end user is able to stay on their collaboration channel, where they can initiate and service requests, and the admin can stay within SysAid and leverage the power and the automation that they need in order to quickly resolve tickets. And the final benefit is that there's much better visibility because nothing gets lost when you're using SysAid for Microsoft Teams. There's a full paper trail and recording of all the different interactions and transactions. When we're looking at the functionalities, you can see SysAid for Microsoft Teams allows admins to configure automatic communication between Teams and SysAid, and it includes a bot that allows end users to create SysAid tickets from within Teams. We've added a lot of functionality that will benefit, again, both admins and end users. And here I'll pause for a moment so you can read and take in some of those advantages for both sides of the coin. And so let's move on and take a closer look at Zapier. Let's start by talking about the challenges that we've seen so many organizations. Most companies and organizations are working with literally dozens of business applications and services these days. And so what happens is that this creates silos, and this turns into a challenge for IT to work. They have to juggle between multiple services and applications. At the same time, they need to be able to integrate and sync data between these services and applications, which requires development effort, ongoing maintenance, in order to make sure everything is working as expected. And as you can imagine, and as most of you know, this is not very simple. And that's where Zapier comes in. So what is Zapier? It's an integration platform and marketplace that gives non-technical end users the ability to use triggers and actions to connect SaaS applications that aren't natively integrated. So let's look at some of the benefits of the integration. Number one, your ability to boost productivity by extending its capabilities. 2, IT will get more done with all the workflow automations that are possible, and it's easily done without any code. Also, we're eliminating the silos, which has caused IT to juggle between multiple apps and services. So being able to eliminate this is a huge advantage. And finally, we're saving you money and hassle of maintaining connections between all the apps and services that you're using. So we said that Sysaid's integration allows you to easily connect Sysaid to thousands of your favorite business apps and create automated cross-departmental workflows. But how does this work? It's with something that Zapier calls a Zap or Zaps, which you will create. Or you can also pick up a Zap template that we've already at Sysaid created for you. So what exactly is a Zap? It's an automated workflow that connects your apps and services together. Each Zap consists of one trigger and one or more subsequent actions. Sysaid's integration works on a two-way street. So first, you can trigger a Zap when a Sysaid ticket is created or updated. Or secondly, you can create or update a ticket from Sysaid from a Zap action. When you turn on your Zap, it will run the action steps every time the trigger event occurs. So I mentioned Zap templates before, and they are sitting on the Zap marketplace waiting to be picked up and used. And so that's a short sort of summary of our outlook on what's happening in the market, an introduction to Sysaid, a little bit about a sneak peek into what we call our fall release and some of the exciting news that's coming. And now what we want to be able to do is provide you guys ample time and provide Oded Moshe, our VP of Product, ample time to provide you a demonstration of Sysaid so you get an even better feel for the value of what we're able to provide. So I'm going to stop presenting. Bear with me one moment. And I will pass the baton over to Oded. Oded, the
Thank
floor
you,
is
Eric.
yours.
Thank you, Eric. I just need to give the computer permissions to share the screen. Give me one more second. Can you, in the meantime, can you pull up that slide with the Sysaid architecture? You know, the slide we spoke about. Let me just see if I can give Zoom permissions.
Sure, one moment. I'll pull that up.
And I should be good now. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, there we go. I might need to reconnect, give me 1 second.
Are you able to see the slide?
Yes, Eric.
Wonderful.
It is visible.
Can you release that and let me try now to share? Let's see if it works.
Sure, I will stop sharing.
Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Now we're good. Can you see my screen?
I see you as frozen, frozen image.
I think it's still coming up.
Let's see if that works now. Sorry about that, guys. It doesn't let me share the screen. The Teams. One more try. Now, can you see it?
Not yet.
It's sharing. It's telling me it's sharing, but you guys can't see it. One more try. How about now?
I'm still seeing an image of you, Oded.
I have no idea why this is not working. Just a second.
Oded, your screen is visible now.
Now we can see your screen, Oded.
Okay, thanks. I don't know what. Sorry about that. Apologize. I restarted my computer quickly, and that did the trick. Okay, so back to this slide. You can see the slide, right?
Yes.
Yes, Oded, yes.
Great. So let me catch up. So just before I jump into the demo, I'd just like to give you a background of what I'm going to show. You know, CSAID covers different areas. It's the service management part where we cover IT, of course, IT service management, but also other parts of the organization's services like facilities, HR, finance, any department that gives service in the organization can use CSAID as a platform to streamline that service. Under the service management, we have the service catalog. We support using CSAID from the mobile. We have endpoint agent technologies for asset management, agentless and with agents. We have the knowledge management included. We have the reporting analytics part, automation, orchestration, and much more. In order for me to concentrate in the short time we have on the demo, I'd like to talk about a few personas that we're going to demonstrate. So the first persona is going to be an average employee in the organization. Okay, any employee in the organization consumes services from the IT. It can either send an email or go to the self-service portal and consume the IT services there, the self-service, and that's the automation part as well. So I'm going to demonstrate that part. Then I'm going to demonstrate the part of the IT pro or IT admin or IT rep that receives the service ticket and deals with it. You know, he's got his queue, he goes through, he sees the ticket, he has all the tools to solve the issue, and we'll touch a bit about the super administrator or the person in charge of setting up the system and building the workflows and setting up all the automations. So those are the three areas that I'm going to demonstrate. Let's go directly into the first one. Remember, I said you're an end user, so this is a demo environment. This setup, as you can see, it's branded for a specific customer. So if I'm an employee in this organization and I just access either a shortcut on my desktop or I go to a URL, I reach the self-service portal and I'm greeted here. Here I can just to show you that this is one example of a branded self-service portal. And here's the service catalog I have with my open tickets. Before I go inside, let me just show you something completely different. This is a different self-service portal. Same tool, different self-service portal, different colors, different logo, easily branded by the third persona I mentioned. You don't need to be a programmer to set this up. You can simply brand it easily. So let's go back to our demo environment. So this is where an average employee can meet the IT services. So the first thing you can do is you can search for service, or he can browse the services. Okay, so you can see here there's IT, computer issues, HR issues, procurement, and other links and additional services. Let's just go to browse the IT issues. So you can consume issues regarding hardware or regarding software. Let's say I have a problem with a mouse, and I have a, let's see, other problem here. You can see here all the way down, you can submit an incident or request, or even consume a knowledge base article throughout the process. Submitting an incident brings you the specific form you need to fill out in order to report the issue. In this case, the category fills out, and these are the fields you need. In other cases, like I'll show you, you have different templates. For example, if I can't, if I don't have email access from my phone and I fill that form out, I first of all get instructions of how to do it. And the second thing, I need to say what phone I own in order for me to in order for the IT to properly support you with the regular document. So you need to mention what phone you have, and then you can report your issue. So the fields, the forms that you fill out here, use the automation process in CSAID and go to the right people and with all the right information. Let me show you another way to access the information. Let's say I just have a problem with Excel. I just search Excel. So I'll get all the FAQs relevant for Excel. I can read an FAQ, hear about the Excel, shows me how to set up something specifically that I asked for. Or if I start submitting the issue without selecting anything, I just say, I'd like to disable the touchpad. You can see that while I type, the CSAID actively looks for relevant knowledge base articles based on stuff I type. So maybe even just by typing the issue, it will suggest a knowledge base article for me on that. So let's just summarize what we saw here. So we saw here the main gate for employees to access services. We saw how they access IT services. Let's take a look at how they can do the same thing with HR services. So if they go to HR, you can see here that under HR, they see the different services that their HR department have decided to make available for them. In this case, let's take a look at the vacation area, and let's say I want to submit a maternal leave, and let's just submit the maternal leave template here. It just asks me for the start date and end date and some notes. You see, it's a specific form set up in CSAID, and this goes through the full process of approval on the other end. So if, let's say, just fill out a date here. Let's say I want to go out from October 1st until the end of the year. I'll be back in, the song goes, be back in November, but let's say back in January, and submit that request. You can see I got request 5982. And that's it. As an employee, this is my tool to engage with the different service providers in the organization. I can see here my request, by the way. These are my requests, my open tickets here. And these are my recently closed tickets if I have any. And if there's any workflow actions I need to take part in, I can also take them. Let's just take a look at the ticket I just submitted. Here's the ticket I submitted. Okay, with the details, with the information, I can follow it, add a note to close it on my own, and so on. Okay, let's move on. There's more to the self-service portal, but in this, like you see here, there's example. You can introduce news items and bulletins for your users. If you know there's something going on, if you know there's upcoming issues, outage, maintenance, you can share that information with your users here. Let's switch a persona now and take a look at the admin side. So this is the main screen for IT people and HR people that that and other service departments that reach CSAID. They enter, they see their dashboard, they see what's going on in their queue, and they can access their queue directly like this. These are all their requests in their queue, okay? And they can sort, filter, search, find different views that they would like. Let's just pick up an example of an IT issue and take a look at that. So I just picked up a ticket with problems with some kind of exchange server. I see the category, I see when it's due, I see who it's assigned to and the status. And I'll explain a bit about the screen here. We see there's 3 main parts in the screen here. And again, this is a ticket, but we arranged it in a way that brings you the maximum information for the IT admin without needing to go and search for stuff all around the place. So the top header is always with us and shows us information, important information on the ticket. This is the details of the ticket with the different tabs. And on the right-hand side, we have an insight panel, and we'll get to that in a second, which helps the IT guy know what's going on with this ticket in this area, what's going on in other areas while he's dealing with this ticket. Let's just take a look at this ticket. So we see the request user. We can see details on the request user that submitted this ticket. We can, of course, perform actions like start remote control with this user if that's the case, send a message, start a chat. All the communication is within inside, of course, the ticket. We can see the asset that's connected to the ticket. This is very important. Remember, I mentioned asset management and service desk connected together. So let's just take a look at this asset. You can see this is the asset that's relevant for the ticket. You can see the model, you can see the serial number. If you need to open up the ticket, you can see additional information like maintenance information, when it's due, who the supplier. You can see a history of all the tickets on this asset. A detailed hardware scan of this asset, including, you know, the memory, the CPU, the storage, the free disk space, the adapters, even the printers connected to this specific machine. It helps solve IT issues and speed up the resolution. Of course, all the software, the version of the operating system, including all the software that installed on this machine, and the serial numbers when relevant. And one of the most nicest features here is its automatic activity log. So every single thing that happened on this asset is documented, just like an automatic audit trail. Any ticket that was opened, any change on the machine itself. For example, there were 42 inventory changes here. Maybe an update of a software caused the issue. So if I take a look at these changes, let's just take a look at these changes. So you can see here a storage device was added and removed. The software product was added, removed, updated, versions. So maybe one of these changes caused the issue of the ticket. So you can correlate the actual change that happened with somebody reporting an issue. And this is automatically collected and documented here. So you don't have to try and troubleshoot and think maybe there was an update, automatic update. Maybe somebody installed a software that's causing a collision with the main purpose of the machine. And maybe they changed an IP address or added an IP address that caused the issue. So everything is documented within the ticket. Remember, I came outside from the ticket. I went to the details of the asset. Let me just give you a quick overview of the right-hand side of the panel, and then I'll pause a bit. So here I get a nice KPI of what I did today. So it's still early on this side of the earth. I didn't do any tickets today. This is my first ticket, but I would see a counter here, see how many tickets I closed today. Here you can see how many other tickets this specific user, Sarah, has open at the moment. So I might want to, if I reach out to the user, I might want to know about these tickets. I might want to see if these tickets are related to the issue that she complained about. I can see similar SRs currently in the queue and who's assigned to them. So maybe I'm starting to work on this server, but there's 3 other tickets related to this server someone else is working on. So this will help me make sure I'm efficient in my job. Again, when I looked at the queue, I didn't necessarily see all those tickets that are related to this. So this tries and gives me a bird's eye view of what's going on. And I'll give you some more examples. Okay, how many other tickets I have active based on priority? Okay, I have 1 high priority ticket here, and other normal and very high issues, just so I know what's going on. If I'm working on this ticket for 30 minutes, for example, and a new high priority tickets are coming in, this indicator will change live and show me I should probably pay attention to my queue. And relevant knowledge base articles. So maybe I'm trying to solve this, but maybe there's a knowledge base article that can help me solve this. So if there's no server connection, if there's an issue, this is an article that might help me with this specific issue. Okay, so that was the insight panel. Of course, this can be customized. Everything you see on the screen here can be easily customized. You can build your own forms. You don't need to have program skills. You can simply select which fields you want available in which tabs, and you can add your own fields, and you can really build it to fit your need, just like you saw before. Each ticket looks differently. Let me just show you. The other ticket that was opened was the vacation request. You can see this is a different form. Here you can see the start date and end date, and you can see the approval process of the specific request. And let me see what else I wanted to show you on the admin side. So basically, the admin spends his time between the queue here and the ticket itself and the dashboard and some reports. Let me show you a bit about our powerful workflow capabilities. So, you know, a lot of the IT services or in general services that are provided to organizations are surrounding the workflows, and I'll end with that because I'm cautious of the time. So let's just pick up a workflow template. So here you can see a visual representation of a template of a workflow. You know, it includes communication, assessing, and confirming, and these are the different steps that you need to take. Each step has its own fields, its own conditions, its dependencies. If I take a look at this one, you can see here the attributes. You can see what it depends on. You can build complex dependencies. You can drag and drop here. New actions, for example, you'd like to take approval of employee details and stick that over here. So you can drag that and put that over here, and then just simply connect the dots here and put that as part of the loop. It's easy. It's very easy to build your workflows. And when you go to the employee approval, say, okay, which fields do I need to have? Again, you can decide which fields you want to add there, and then it'll appear inside the user's interface, whether it's the self-service portal or the admin side. So, like I said in the beginning, there's so many things I can demo. In the limited time we have this morning, I decided to show you a bit of a taste from the self-service portal, the different use cases of IT and HR and how these tickets are picked up. I think that's about the end of my time. Am I right?
Yeah, I think, Oded, thank you very much. I think that was a good taste of some of the things that we can enjoy with SysAid. And Chituri, I think that you were looking at there's some questions that have been coming in, so maybe you want to share those with Oded at this time.
Yes. So thank you, Eric and Oded. So we will go ahead and take some time for questions now. Just a small reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the question box into your control panel. All right, so we have one question. Can an end user track the status of their tickets from the self-service portal? I think we covered that.
Yes, of course. I think I covered that as well. Underneath the service catalog, there were my open tickets, my closed tickets, and when you click on them, you can see the tickets, but not only see them, you can add notes. You can decide even to close your ticket because of one of the most common use cases is when somebody opens up a ticket and he solves it on his own, or it's not necessary anymore, and you have the IT working on that in their queue. So the employee can simply go in there and close their own ticket even and say it's already solved, or I solved that on my own. So I covered that in the demo as well. Yep.
All right, thanks, Adit. Okay, let me take up the next question. Okay, how do changes to a form cascade through a workflow that has already been built?
Great question. So when you change it, when you build the workflow templates, you actually build the templates for future changes that are created upon that template. So you can decide if you want to have this change from this moment and on, or if you really want, you can even enforce a change on existing workflows that haven't reached their step yet. So if you want to add a mandatory field in a workflow that's already going, you can do that as well. So you can do both. You can control it. It's a fully flexible, very powerful workflow engine. One of our strongest points, because we know that again, service is all about the workflow and the life cycle of the tickets, and we need that power underneath the hood.
All right. Okay, let me take up the next question. Can you talk about the insights panel? What can an admin learn when looking at it?
Okay, so I gave a few examples. You can learn about what's going. One of the simple use cases is I'm looking at a ticket. I'm working on it for 20 minutes now. In the meanwhile, stuff are piling up in my queue, but I'm on the ticket screen. I don't see my queue. I don't know if they're high priority tickets there. I don't know if they're unassigned tickets there. So, for example, one of the insight panels was high priority tickets in my queue. Another one was unassigned tickets in my queue. So maybe if we're working with a shared queue and there's like 6 or 7 piled up unassigned tickets, that means nobody looked at them yet, nobody checked them out yet. So it gives you an idea of what's going on outside of your queue. That's outside of your ticket. That's one side. The other side is within this ticket. Let's put together a picture of the whole world surrounding this ticket. How many other tickets are exist like this? Who are dealing with them? Relevant knowledge base articles, all of the open tickets the specific user has, and there's many more. The one I like the most is actually even there's an insight panel that shows you, were there any recent software changes on the user's desktop or laptop prior to submitting this ticket. So it even helps me try and troubleshoot if there was a change on the user's machine prior to the ticket, so it can help me get a picture of anything that could cause the issue. So there's many aspects of how the insight panel can help in the day-to-day.
All right, so we have a few more questions coming in. What are the capabilities to enable the full ITIL version 4 service management through CISAID? And does CISAID support service operations like incident management, problem and change management? Yes.
Yeah, so first of all, of course, yes, CISAID comes out of the box. We're ITIL certified for those processes, incidents, problem changes, and out of the box, you get the best practice framework and workflows to immediately start from day one using the ITIL framework. You can also, of course, adjust and change the workflows and build your own to adjust your own processes. But it's fully built in the terms, the statuses, the processes, the workflows, the reports. It all comes out of the box. We're focused on the ITIL framework.
All right. Okay, let me take up another one. Okay, we have chatbots developed on Bot Framework, Composer, and on top of Microsoft Teams. Are there capabilities to connect these frameworks with CISAID to work together to enable automated workflows, such as the possibility to create tickets through the bot and keep the ticket racer informed about the progress of the ticket through the chatbot while system admin updates the ticket on CISAID?
Okay, so just like Eric mentioned, we're launching in our fall release, we're launching the 2 major releases, the Zapier and the MS Teams. The MS Teams actually does have the bot that does fill that use case of submitting a ticket, reaching out and approving. The end user can also approve or deny workflows from within the bot. The whole idea about the bot is let's try and meet the users where they spend their time. So if the user is used to spending their time inside MS Teams, let's allow as much as possible to be performed there. So it's okay for the IT guy to live inside CISAID, but the employee lives inside MS Teams. And yeah, we cover that use case. All
right. So, okay, the next would be, when would the native mobile app be available?
Okay, so we already have a mobile solution available. You simply pick up your mobile phone and access your account, your URL, and you get the mobile interface. We chose to have a web responsive solution, which gives you the full experience of a mobile with more capabilities. So we have that available. It's available for cloud, and it's going to be shortly available for on-premise as well.
All right, great. So we have one more question. How asset details will capture, and is there any client, if there's a client that needs to install on each computer?
Okay, great question. There are two methods or a few methods. One method involves installing an agent on each machine, which gives you a lot of value. I won't cover all the capabilities, but it gives you the capability for remote control, for patch management, and for other automation capabilities. That's one method. The other method is simply scanning your network, performing a WMI scan, basic Windows, command, installing one piece of software in your network that performs the scan and uploads all that information to your server environment. So both agent and agentless exist, but nowadays when people are working hybrid not from your network, scanning is something that doesn't work. So having an agent installed on each machine that you deploy gives a lot of value. So that agent works even if I'm at home or in the hotel internet or anywhere that has an internet connection. Will make sure that information goes and uploads and updated to your server. And even if you're not connected to the network, when you do connect to the network, all that information will be uploaded. So you'll get that activity log that I showed you, which is very important for troubleshooting and solving the IT-related issues.
All right, great. Thanks. So let me see whether we have more questions. All right, so it looks like we have covered all of our questions. Eric and Oded, is there anything else you want to cover before we wrap up, since we have some time left?
First of all, I want to thank you again for the opportunity to speak and to allow us to introduce Sysate to this audience. The one thing Oded mentioned, again, had a discussion or went back to the topic of Microsoft Teams, and I just want to remind everybody that we talked that this was a sneak peek as far as our fall release with both the integration with Zapier as well as MS Teams, and this isn't something that we're talking about in the as far as something that's long off. We're going to be launching this next week. So it's something that's very real, and it's something that's going to be happening very soon.
All right, great. Oded, is there anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's all from my end.
Right. So, well, great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. I would like to take the time again to thank Sysate team. Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Oded. So, and everybody, thank you for joining us for today, and we will see you next time, and stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.